Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're live at the HCCTV studios this morning. Good to have you with us. I know it's a Monday, kind of yucky outside, but hey, we're going to get through it. Start of another work week, and we've got a great show lined up for you. It's Mental Health Monday. It's Music Monday. All that and more. My co-host joined me from her home studio. Of course, we've got Alberta this morning. Good morning, Alberta.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
So, Alberta, you've got a special guest coming up. We're going to talk about that in a second. First, want to ask you, did you do anything fun this weekend?
Yes, I did. Yes. I hosted a pool party event yesterday. It's awesome.
So you hosted the event? Is that what exactly?
Yes.
What exactly does that entail?
So it was a ska punk show, and we basically had like 4 bands over with kiddie pools, adult sized, and a water slide. Yeah.
So wait a second here. You had a party. I understand the ska part. I'm into that. But you had kiddie pools and a water slide there.
Yeah.
Okay. How did that go over?
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
All the bands took a soak. Yeah.
All right. So you had a lot going on. So we want to thank you. We got to hear more about that later on. We can't just leave it at that. It sounds like there's a lot more to that story. But first things first, thanks to those of you watching us on Facebook and YouTube. We're here every morning, just about every morning. HCC is in session, 10 a.m. live, Facebook and YouTube. Catch the rebroadcast on HCCTV. In Alberta, they can always watch us on our social media channels.
Yes, we are also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and we are on HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
That's right. Okay, Alberta, stick around because I understand you have a connection to this next guest. Mike B is in the house. He's an award-winning singer and producer. Mike, it's good to have you with us. We can get you to unmute your mic. Mike can unmute his mic. Mike, unmute the mic. There we go.
Is it up? I muted again.
Yep, you got you. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for being here this morning.
It's muted again.
I'm so happy to be here. Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to get to you in a moment. I understand you're going to be talking with Alberta, and you've also got a performance coming up. So thanks for being here. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes. Okay, we're going to kick things off. It is #Mental Health Monday. One of our reoccurring guests, one of our favorites, Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick is here from the Jung Center of Houston. Sean, how are things at the Jung Center?
They are going well, busy as ever.
So we'll touch on that in just a little bit, but I want to ask you about some things. In the last 10 years or so, we've heard about unconscious bias that comes popping up into the language these days. What is that? What is it all about?
So let's start with the idea of unconscious, right? So, I think it's pretty, most of us expect that we know what we know. We can know what our thoughts are. We know what our feelings are. If we're not an expert on that, what are we an expert on, right? This goes back to the idea of unconsciousness goes back to the origins of psychology and psychoanalysis back in the late 19th century. These observations that these doctors were making that there were all of these behaviors that seemed to be coming from the strangest places. They couldn't make sense of them. They were irrational, they would call them. And over time, what they developed was this understanding that actually most of who we are is below the level of our awareness. Most of our thoughts and the sort of the psychological processes that keep us running through the world. And over time, neuroscience has really borne this out. So for instance, at any given moment, we have hundreds of thousands of bits of information that are hitting our eyes, our ears, our skin, all of our senses. And consciously, we're aware of about 50 of them. So it makes sense that most of the work of our mind that to navigate us through the world actually is below the level of our awareness, because we can only keep so much in our awareness at one time.
And I would imagine unconscious bias, that could depend on your upbringing, things that happen in your childhood, but you could also, could you be imprinted by ads over the years? Like, I'm a big fan of, I've always enjoyed ginger ale, is it because when I was 6, all I saw were ginger ale ads, and unconsciously that, advertisers could use this against us as well?
That is a great example. Yes, our minds are, of course, shaped by the environments that we're in, and it really depends on what ads are. What advertising is a great example of this, because of course this is the way that unconsciousness is monetized. And if you go into it's fascinating. Some of the studies on this, of course, unconscious bias is directly connected in our conversation today about the effects of race and the construction of race on all of us. If you go, I had a sort of impactful experience for me going through a predominantly Black lower class neighborhood when I was in college years, and discovering all of the alcohol advertising that was present in those neighborhoods. And it was actually against FCC regulations. They were actually breaking all kinds of rules in those spaces. So our environments are shaped by all of these external forces, many of which are being marshaled as a way of making money and controlling our behavior.
Well, I mean, this just opens the door to all types of possibilities with social media. How many times are you scrolling through social media and you see something that pops up in your mind? You think about it, maybe you scroll back, but then an hour later, you see the same thing popping up with more regularity. Yeah. Obviously, these are advertisers targeting us through some type of unconsciousness.
That is right. And they've gotten so clever that they know how long we're stopping. Like if our eye catches for just a second longer than it would normally on an ad, they're going to give us more of that and more of that and more of that. And what that does over time is it really shapes the way that we think and we feel, and we're not even aware of it. Right. It's all happening below the surface. And this is the way in which often our political views are manipulated. And it all, has to do with actually what we're feeling, right? And these primary experiences of risk, fear, and danger that those ads target to try and mobilize us into action without us even being aware of it.
Let's go back into, you kind of mentioned it a bit when you went to, I believe you were saying college in a predominantly Black neighborhood, and they were being targeted by alcohol ads. Let's talk about how racism fits in all of this. Could that fall into unconscious bias as well?
Well, I have to say that my expectation is that the people who were watching the ads, their behavior was being shaped unconsciously. However, the ads were being deployed very consciously with great deal of thought. And that, of course, is how racism comes to be in this country, is that it's deployed very consciously by people who want to make sure that the white, poor people don't align with Black, poor people of color. The notion of unconscious bias that we use today, the way it has been, I think most hopefully researched, is at Harvard University, the implicit association test anyone can take online. I highly recommend it. There are many different types of implicit bias you can test for. I tested for one this morning. I'm just in getting ready for this. And it's always an education about, no matter how much I reflect and think about these things, I always have, in this case, with this test, a slight inclination to associate Black people with weapons and a slight inclination to associate white people with harmless objects. So it's a real education.
So how, besides taking tests like this, how do you fight an unconscious bias within yourself?
So it's always through conscious reflection. One of the thoughts that we have is that somehow we can control this. And I would use a different set of language for this. I would say we want to control for it. We want to understand that actually there's always this blindness that we have. It's like we have a bunch of blind spots. And if we know that we have blind spots, then we can start to make decisions about how to correct for it, how to see around it. And, the simplest way for me in terms of race and ethnicity and difference about sexuality is to just expose myself to media, to expose myself to music that is not from my cultural background, to art, film, books, so on and so forth. And just accept that I see the world the way I see it, and it's shaped by forces beyond my control. And other people are going to see the world differently based on their experience. And if I can know that, that will help me correct for some of my unconscious bias.
One of the things I think that opened my eyes a bit was we have a gentleman named Larry Payne who hosts a number of shows for us.
Larry.
Larry,
Yeah,
he was appointed several years ago to the mayor's task force on police reform, and a group that would get together and review some of the policies and procedures and try to make submissions on making it better for everyone. We talked about things, and I asked him, I said, well, being that Houston is such a diverse city, does that mean that we're in a better place as far as racial equity or unbiased opinions? And he told me no. In his eyes, he looked at saying that we're a diverse city is a big difference than saying that you have a city that has racial equity, because those are two different things. You may have a lot of different people here in this city, but there also could be a lot of people who aren't very tolerant of all the cultures and attitudes and peoples that are in this city. What's your thought on that?
Oh, I'd absolutely agree. We're one of the most diverse, if not the most quote unquote diverse cities in the country. We're also really segregated, segregated by intention, by affinity. We stay close to those that look like us and have similar experiences to us. For me, the solution is to continue to stretch our boundaries, to continue to step out and create relationships across these differences. It is very difficult to do. This is something that the great Audre Lorde said. We have no patterns for creating relationships across difference, right? Of equals, right? Across difference. So it is a conscious, reflective process that we need to take on in order to start to change these patterns and create conversations of people who come from very different places and really know how to listen to each other, really learn how to step back and listen in an unguarded way to the experiences of others.
Once again, Sean, you were mentioning Harvard has a test that people can take. I'd like to put that link in our social media post, and we'll do that after the show. But if they could find that, and you said it's a test that anyone can take?
Anyone could take it. I took it. I got to it in about 2 minutes. Google implicit association test or Harvard and implicit, and you'll find it really quickly.
We'll do the Googling for you, folks, and we'll put a link in there. The Jung Center, Houston, you guys got some great events coming up this week?
We are busy as always. The one that comes immediately to mind is the on Wednesday, I'll be giving a talk. We have a program called the Community for Conscious Aging. And on Wednesday, I'm giving a talk on accepting mortality. And so that is free and open to the public. Go to our website, which is junghouston.org, JUNGHouston.org, and you can find us there.
I accept mortality every time I go for a run in the morning.
I hope
each day it's different. Some days it's good, most days it's challenging. But Sean, it's always good to see you. Thank you for being here this morning. We look forward to seeing you next month.
You too, Todd. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Sean. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Alberta. And Alberta, you've got a very special guest. Before you interview your guest, maybe you could tell the audience you have a bit of a connection to the guest as well.
All right, so we are moving on to our next guest, which is Mike Berry, known as Mike B. Berry. He's an award-winning singer and producer, and he's also my uncle. So we will be taking the time to talk to him today. Welcome to the show, Mike. You have to unmute your...
What's up? How y'all doing? I'm great to be here. It's an honor.
Cool. So you have been really busy with, like this past weekend, shooting music videos, completing a project, releasing singles, writing more songs, things like that. So before we get into those projects and the awards, can you please tell us, the audience, about your music and what do you do and what type of music it is?
Okay. Hey, my name, like she said before, my name is Mike B. Berry. Well, I do gospel inspiration, motivation music. I talk about everything in between politics, by love. I speak on everything and try to just do Christian rap, do Christian hip hop, even things that cover relationships, just bring happiness to the world. I like to motivate everybody in my music. Sometimes it be slow with piano. I play the piano as well. If I'm singing or if I'm rapping. And sometimes I like to make people dance live. You come to one of my shows, we be getting in, we be dancing, just having a great time.
So what would you say that motivates you? Like, I know that you used to have a group with one of your siblings, one of my aunts.
Right.
And so what motivates you, like, from doing that to doing your own thing now? Like, what keeps you just still going?
Well, what keeps me going, like I said, I've been doing music all my life. I started off playing drums at the age of probably like 9. I started off in church. Even did rapping in different school events. Even singing, did like a lot of talent shows. Like I actually started singing with my brothers at first, which was called the Berry Brothers. It's a quartet group as well. And I'm sorry about then me and my sister that she sings as well, do poetic music. We did some music as well. And then things progressed. I started doing music on my own. I'm always motivated by God. I'm a true believer of God, and because He always elevated me to do more things, and just let that feed off my energy to everybody, and just to create beautiful music. Just because it's a lot of things going on right now. So I just love to motivate people, encourage people. Period.
Mm-hmm. So you have a few singles coming out soon.
Right.
And what can you tell us about those?
Well, I also got a song called "All Right, Okay," because we know what we just still going through a pandemic. I know some people even lost some loved ones through that, and I know some people even found themselves through that. Got even better, learn how to just how they challenge their mind, because at that process, even the domestic violence had just increased. And different things, and people lost their jobs and stuff. And I'm just here to encourage them, just keep your head up. If you believe in God or not, I can believe for you, and just know that everything's going to be all right, okay. And just keep on going, just keep on trying, keep on playing, and don't give up on life. And just enjoy the moment, embrace it.
Okay, so tell us about the music videos now. You already have some on YouTube, and will these be new ones, or will these be new ones, and when will they be released?
These will be new videos coming out with a song. I just shot a video, I sing, which is a worship song called "In Your Presence," and we're working on another video called the one that's "All Right, Okay." We already shot "We at War." That's talking about things that's going on in the world right now. But we will be releasing those videos in probably like the ending of May, and I'm excited about another video coming up called it's going to be new release and new to the public, called "Houston is My City." It's for everybody. Everybody talking about coming out. We're just gonna have a great time, called "Houston is My City." I know it's not my city personally, but we're just proud to be Houstonian.
Definitely, I can say the same. Definitely proud to be a Houstonian, and you're putting so much out there for the Houston, and not only people in the gospel world, but people who just want to be motivated, and they can just find your song and turn it up, just like they would with Kirk Franklin and things like that.
That's right.
So you've won several awards, and you've been nominated for others. Tell us about this.
I'm so excited. I won Texas Gospel Excellence Awards of Male Artist Singer of the Year, and I just found out that I've been nominated to the second round of the Praise Fest Awards, which is in Atlanta, and I'm also nominated for the X&P Awards, which is in Atlanta, and also the Holy Hip Hop Awards, which is in Atlanta too. Shout out to my name, and Music Choice Awards. I was nominated for that too. So I have a great team. Shout out to my team and the singers. We always pray, motivate each other, push each other. Not only me, we push each other individually. So I'm so grateful to God for that. It's going to keep on moving. So I'm grateful.
That sounds awesome. And I know you're going to go far, and you're going to do great with all of these things. And so what are you going to perform for us today?
I'm going to do something simple. We're at war. People can sing to, pre after me, then we can sing to. We're just going to have fun. A song called "We at War."
Okay.
Like I said, yeah.
Let's hear it.
Let's get it. I'm going to set it up. I didn't bring my musicians with me today or this morning, so we're going to do it like this. All right, we ready? Let me know if it's too loud. Here we go. Let me set it up. Make sure it ain't too loud, right? Yeah. We're gonna have fun. We're at war against ourselves for different things, but we're gonna embrace it. Song like this, like, I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. Hey, come on. In the army. Yeah. Ready for the fight? God got us trained and ready. Come on. In the army of the Lord. We at war. Hey. Listen, we wrestle against flesh. We at war. Come on. No spirit of fear. But God, we at war. In the midst of your trouble, we gotta be like Jehoshaphat. Come on. We gotta know that God is gonna bring us out. All together, we're just gonna do what? Praise. Come on. And His mercy endure. His mercy endure. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Come on. And His mercy endure. His mercy endure. Yo. Here we go. Listen. Yo. Trouble comes unexpected, no signs, no prediction. Some may plan for it, but it's not what you expected. Money can't save you, you can't bribe veil. Someone sick without a will, betrayed it for your health. Success comes in many forms, thanks for placing in my arms. With arms wide open, Lord, you carried me through the storm. Things I couldn't see, you protected me. Things I thought was possible, Lord, you did it for me. On this battlefield, man, think about it, who really fight? Something out of controls in that man that's in that mirror. I used to stress over things I couldn't control until I really learned that God is in control. His ways are not our ways, His days are not our days. HCCTV stand on all power in His hand. The battle not yours, it belongs to God. If God is for you, who could be against you? Praise. Hey, I feel good. I'm just gonna wave my hand. Yeah. Come on. Praise the Lord. I really believe that. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Forever. Yeah. Come on. Through it all, through the good, through the bad. Come on. Yeah. Yes. We at war. Come on. Through stress. Come on. Against depression. Come on. Against poverty. Come on. Against racism. Come on. We at war. We at war. Come on. We at war. We already won. You already won. God bless you. Holla.
That was awesome.
That was great.
You're
Mike.
so energetic for this morning.
Yeah, I know. That was
awesome.
We're all moving this morning. You should have seen the studio because we had, at least one of our two techs here were dancing in the background. One of them scrolling through his phone, but the other one was dancing. He was moving. So. And it's hard to get Benji to move. So you did a good job. Mike, we appreciate you being here on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you
so much.
Thank you for joining us. All right. If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what does. It's time to get moving with this week. That'll get us all energized. All right, Alberta, we got a few announcements. Yeah, you're ready for some announcements. Okay. Let's start with HCC System-Wide Music Honors Recital. That is going to be happening tomorrow, Alberta.
Tomorrow, yes. So the HCC System-Wide Music Honors Recital is happening tomorrow. And this showcase will feature select students recommended by private instructors all across different disciplines, including voice, instrumental, and piano. And that is happening tomorrow, Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. at the HCC Central College.
Okay, Open for Business Certification Workshop. HCC's Open for Business program will host a workshop with the Houston Minority Supplier Business Council, and they'll learn about qualifications, how to apply, and the documents required for business certifications. You want to learn more about this, they've got a guest speaker, Constant Jones, who is the Senior Director, Network Delivery Services at NMSDC. It's 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. virtual. And that's tomorrow. So we'll have some registration information in our social media post after the show. Okay, let's move into Euphoric Bloom. That's coming up as well.
Yes, Euphoric Bloom. That is an exciting art design collective of the Consumer Arts and Science COE will live stream Euphoric Bloom. And it is a fashion show also including fashion merchandising, filmmaking, digital communications, and photography. And that is happening at 6:30 p.m. on Friday, May 6th at the HCC Central Campus live stream event. So it's also a live stream.
Okay.
And it's invited guest only. So we're only going to have that available for you after the show.
Okay, we'll have information on that. And 2 student exhibitions are ending this week. The HCC Southwest Stafford Fine Arts Gallery, they have art studio students who can be judged in their drawing, painting, 2D, 3D, all types of works through May the 6th. That's happening at the Stafford Fine Arts Gallery. Also across town at HCC's Northline Gallery, that's the first art show at Northline since COVID. That's being judged for awards in drawing, painting, design, and digital media. That's going on through May the 7th, and it's at their HCC Northeast College Gallery at the Northline campus. For more information, we'll have some information in our social media post. And if you've got some kids at home this summer and they are looking to maybe get an idea of what they want to do in the future, we've got a summer camp for them out at Stafford, Alberta.
We do. We are having a manufacturing summer camp at Stafford. HCC's Material Science and Smart Manufacturing COE is offering a summer camp for high school juniors and seniors to learn computer-aided design, plasma cutting, and robotic instrumentation. So this will be from June 6th through the 10th at the HCC Southwest Campus in Stafford.
Okay, fall registration is underway. That's right, fall 2022. We're already talking about it. Summer's not even here, but you can get registered for the fall. And by the way, you can still register for summer classes right now as well. Mm-hmm. We've got 5 ways to learn. 2 of them are online, 2 of them are hybrid, 1 of them exclusively in person on our campuses. Sign up now, sign up early, lock in your classes for the fall. You have time to do all your financial aid, get your scholarships, get your grants lined up. Get it done. Go to hccs.edu/apply for more information. Boy, tomorrow we've got a very special guest joining us tomorrow, Alberta.
Yes, we do. So tomorrow we have HCC's Chancellor, Dr. Cesar Maldonado.
Cesar, Dr. Cesar Maldonado.
Cesar.
He's going to be here. Yeah, they announced that Resiliency Operations Center last week at the State of the College. He's going to be here talking about that. And I think we have a Tasty Tuesday guest as well. And later this week, another special guest.
Yes, the other guest that we have coming later this week is from the HCC Foundation to discuss the upcoming gala featuring Mattress Mac. And we'll also, so that should be interesting.
We will also have anime guests about an anime convention on the horizon. All that and more this week. Alberta, you're back, Thursday?
I am back here on Thursday, yes.
Okay, she'll be here. I'll be remote. Or actually, I think we're all remote on Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. Anyway, we'll see all of you Thursday, or actually, let's try this again. We'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday morning. Today was a Monday. We're glad it's over, but we'll see you tomorrow live at 10 a.m.